Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Kodasake. In today's video, I'll be talking about one more important library in Python, which is the datetime module. Okay, so before starting this video, I would like to request all of you to please like and share our videos with your friends and family, and also please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you receive notifications regarding our latest updates. Thank you. So let's get started. As I said, today I will be talking about the datetime module in Python, which helps us to interact with dates and times in Python. Okay, this will be an introductory video and I will be going completely from scratch. So let's start. Okay, I'm already inside my PyCharm IDE. So let us create a directory Python datetime. Okay, now inside this, let us create a file. Let me minimize this. Okay. So I'll first of all, it is a built-in module. So I'll import the module called datetime. You can see here. Okay. So suppose you were working with a module for the first time. If you want to know about the use of the module, you can say dir of that particular module. Okay. Now if you run this, let's see what we get. See, it gives you all the functions and the classes that we have inside the datetime module. See here, max year, min year. We have so many functions inside that. Okay, we have the date class, date time class. All this we have time, we have time delta, we have time zone. Okay, so we'll be looking at them one by one. So okay, so if you want to know anything about a particular module, you can use this command called dir datetime. Okay, you use the dir function and followed by the name of the library or module. Fine. Now, if you want anything extra, you can say help, and here you can pass the datetime module dot. Suppose if you want info about any function, suppose datetime or this date class, you can give it here and you can get help on this, something like this. See here, it gives you all the details of how it works. Date, we have all the methods that we see here, right? This is how we can get info on all the functions that we have inside our library. Okay, so now let us try to talk about the founder of Python. I hope you guys know him, right? Guido van Rossum was the founder developer of Python. So let us talk about his birth date. Okay. So for that, please remember, when we are talking about the date time module or the date function or date class inside the date time module, the default format is year, then the month, and then the date. Okay. You have to follow this. So I will take a variable called the name of the founder, and I will use my datetime module dot the date class. Here I will pass the date. Okay. So let me just tell you the date. He was born in 1956 and month was January and the date was 31st. Okay. Suppose if you want to print the date of this variable, you can just say print the variable name dot. You can see here we have all the methods. I just want the date. Okay. I can say day. Let's see what we get. Run this. See here the 31st. It's giving you that data. Okay. And if you want the year, you can just say year. You will get the year. This should be 1956. Yes, guys, see, it's working. And if you want the month, you can say mem month. You will get the month. Okay. This is how you get it. See, first month, that means January. It's working fine. Okay. Now, uh, let us take a simple date and I will show you how we can add some extra days into that date. Okay. So I will take a variable is equal to datetime dot date, and here suppose I am taking 2023 comma 1st Jan. Okay, I'm taking 1st January 2023, and suppose I want to add an extra date. dt is equal to datetime dot, if you want to add some extra date you can use the time delta, you can see here, right? And inside the bracket you can pass, suppose you want to add some days to that particular day. Okay, say suppose I want to add 90 days. Okay, you can pass it like this. Now if I print something like this here, var date plus dt, see what we get. Let me run this. You can see, guys, it is in the format something like this. This is April 1st and 2023. So we have successfully added 90 days to this particular date. Okay, and this was the output for the first one, that was this one, month, first month. Okay, so this is the variable date where we are using the date function or the class and using 1st January 2023, and then we are adding 90 days to that. Okay, and if you're printing this you are getting this output. Okay, fine. Suppose I want to print the name of the day name comma say month name and day number comma the year. Okay, I want to print that for my this particular variable Guido van Rossum. Okay, so let's see how we can do it. And mind you guys, when you are trying to do some formatting with the date, in that case it is very case sensitive. Okay, you have to follow this. So if I just print something like this, see what happens. Guido van Rossum dot, if you want to format the string like this you can just say dot strf time, this is the string formatter, and inside the bracket you have to pass something like this, percentage a, okay, comma percent b, percent d is for the date and percent y is for the year. Okay, so we have formatted the date like this. So this is the name, day name, this is the month name, this is the day number, and this is the year. Okay, as I have written it here. Fine. Now let us do one thing. Please remember one more thing. Let me write it here. Open braces, something like this, and the colon that I'm going to write right now is mandatory. So just see what I'm trying to say. Message. I'm taking a variable, something like this. Guido van Rossum was born on, and I'm giving this open braces, and here I'm writing something like this. See this colon here, I'm writing a colon and writing percent a comma percent b space percent small d comma percent y. Okay, and giving a full stop after that. So if I print something like this now, see here, I'll say message dot format, and here I will pass my variable like this. Okay, so just see what we get here. See this, guys, when I'm printing the string formatted time, I'm getting something like this. See here, as I said earlier, day name, so day name is Tuesday, and then percent B is for the month, the day number of 31 days. Out of that, anyone, 31 and 1956 is the year. Okay. And after that, as I wrote here, open braces, this braces and colon is mandatory. Let's see why I'm telling about this. So I'm printing something like this here. Guido van Rossum was born on something like this. Percent A, percent B, percent D, and percent 5. So I'm passing the format and I already have the variable here. As you can see, this is the variable. So just see here what it means. If I remove this colon, see what happens now. See, key error. It does not work. So as I have written here, see here, open braces and the colon is very mandatory. If you don't write this, it won't work. If I run this now, see what happens. Now I'm getting the proper output. See, Guido van Rossum was born on Tuesday, January 31st, 1956. Now even if I remove the curly bracket, see what happens. Let's run this. It is giving the only string. So this is a jumble string. That's whatever I'm printing here is getting printed. That's all right. So for getting the exact formatted date and time output, you need the curly brackets as well. Otherwise, it is not gonna work. Okay. And this should not be here. This should be here. Let's run this now. Yes, you can see here. So guys, as I wrote here, this is mandatory. The open braces and the colon. Okay. Without using that, you won't get the proper desired output. Okay, fine. So I hope you have understood this. Let's go to the next thing. Suppose let us talk about the launch date of our channel is equal to date time dot date. So 2021 1 and 03 was the date. Okay, and I can write 3 only. Fine. And let me give the launch time. Ch launch time is equal to, let me say, date time dot time, not time delta, it should be time, and the time was 6 p.m. so comma 00 comma 00. Okay, now let us try to combine both of them. I will say ch underscore launch underscore date time is equal to, I will use date time. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to combine the date and the time together. Date time dot, I can use date time together. You can see this class, right? And here I will pass all the information something like this. Say 2021 comma 1 comma 3, and then I will use 18 comma 00 comma 00. Okay, so I'm trying to combine everything together. Now if you print date, print ch launch time, and print ch launch date time, let's see what we get here. Run this. You can see here, guys, this is the channel launch date, this is the channel launch time 6 p.m. and this is the channel launch date and time combined together. So 3rd January 2021 and 6 p.m. Okay, so this is how you do it. You combine the date and time using the date time class or the function. Okay, so suppose you want to print the hour, minute and second separately, you can use this like this dot. If you want the hour, you can use the hour. Let me run this and show you. It should be 18. See here, guys, it's working. Similarly, if you want the minute, you can use minute here. If you want the second, you can use second here. Okay, for our case it will be 00. You can see, right, it's 0. Fine. So now After that, let me change it to R because 0 is invalid. We don't want 0, right? After that, suppose if you want the current date, let's see how we can do it. Say current date time. If you want the current date and time, we have a special method called today. Okay, it gives you the time in microseconds. Okay, so I'm creating a variable called now is equal to date time. Use the module dot date time dot you can use today. See here. Now let me just print now and see what we get. Run this. Yes, you can see here, guys. The current time is 1541. That means 341 16 seconds and this much milliseconds. Okay, and this is the current date 22 2023. It's working fine, right? So remember, in order to get the current date and time, we use the today method. It will give you the time in microseconds. Okay, fine. Suppose if you want to get the microsecond data, you can say now dot microsecond, something like this. Okay, now let's see, and it will be giving you the latest time. Okay, see here, this is the microsecond data as we have here. Now there is one very important thing that you need to know, and this is very frequently asked in the interviews also. So let me just tell you about that. How to parse string into date and time and create a date time object. Okay, you might get this in the interviews. How to parse a string into date and time and create a date time object. For that, we have a very special function in the date time module, which is called strp time function. Okay, this is the function strp time. So strp time stands for string parsing. Okay, so suppose we have one default date. Okay, let me take a simple date. Say I will take default date only is equal to say something like, let us take today's date only, something like this. So today is 20, right? 20, and it should be in different format, right? Let me take 220 and 2023. Okay, now let us try to convert it or pass this string into a date time object. Okay, so for that I will use my variable default date time underscore date time is equal to, I will use my date time module dot, I will use the date time class. Here we have the option of strp time. You can see here, this is the option strp time. Okay, so here first thing first we have to pass the string. Okay, I have already done that. So this is the default date, that is our string, and you need to pass the format. Okay, so comma, I will use double inverted comma and let me just reduce the size a little bit. Okay, so %m is for the month slash %d for the day. Okay, and %y for the year. Okay, you can see here 2 for the month, so %m, we have the oblique sign forward slash, then 20 is for the day and 2023 is for the year. Okay, and please remember, this is not small y, this should be capital Y. Okay, now as I said, if I print this variable default date underscore date time, let's run this and see what we get. Yes guys, you can see here 22/2023 today's date, and this is the time. Because we did not decide any time, it is not taking that. Okay, so this is how we can convert a string into a date time object. Okay, now how do you prove that this is a date time object, right? So for that we obviously know, right, to check the data type we use the type function. So I will say type of default date underscore date time. Now let me run this here. See guys, class datetime. It has become a parsed datetime object. So please remember, in order to parse a string into a datetime object, we use the strp time function, as you have seen here. This is the one. So it takes the string as argument and the format. So month, date, and y for year. And if I give small y, let's see what we get. Let me run this. See guys, it's not working fine because by syntax it is very case sensitive and we have to give capital Y. Now it will work fine. If I run this now, see, we're getting the proper output. This is the parsed date and time, and this is the object, date time object. Okay, so I have tried my best to give all info about the date time module. There are so many other things as well, but this is quite basic and important. I hope you have understood this. This is how you act and work with the datetime module in Python. Okay, so I hope you have understood this, and if you have any doubts regarding the video, you can please post your doubts in the comment section. I'll be happy to clarify them. And if you like the video, please don't forget to like and hit the bell icon so that you receive notifications. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you. This is Saurabh signing off. See you in the next video. Bye bye and happy learning.